let's talk about yen and the best ways to farm it. Real Blabians, it is Sister here. Hopefully having a great day. I'm having a great day. We're back today in lovely Anime Warrior Simulator 2. And I have been asked repeatedly by y'all to tell y'all how to farm yen better, or y'all keep talking about not having enough yen to hatch. So we're going to go over that. I'm not going to use this account because, as you can see, I have enough yen. Yeah, I wouldn't have to attack anything for a very long time, and I could still keep hatching. So I'm going to use actually my free-to-play account and some stuff I've discovered over there to share with y'all, because it's kind of some really big tips, and I see a lot of players not using it. So if you haven't already, please make sure you smash the love like button, do the subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I'm gonna go take it on over to my alt account. I'm gonna go back to hatching. So yen. I don't know why my shirt's like this. Apparently I'm just a Roblox pleb now. So yen, in order to get it, in order to hatch, a few things to keep in mind. There is a way to get boost for yen, and not just, you know, boosters like down here. I'm talking about permanent stat boosts. See these lovely folks right here that have question marks on their head? If you can interact with them, that means you haven't done the quest for them. So every time you complete one of these quests, I'm gonna let y'all know something. You get a 10% buff to getting yen. So if we go over here to my stats for this account, I have 1.2 times, or sorry, 2.4 times yen. I have that because of this, but normally it would be 1.2. Which means I have gotten a 20% increase to my yen. So other than doing damage, that's another good way to increase your yen. Make sure you're doing your quests. They shouldn't take you that long. You should be doing them anyways. It's good for you. It's good food. You have to kill a lot of the mobs anyways in order to get these buffs right here. In order to be able to get increased drops from bosses. So go ahead and do the quest at the same time. Which, by the way, if you're not doing this quest to get increased drops from bosses, why? Why? That's the inside of my head. So the next thing we're going to go work on is if you're hatching, you're like, I run out of yen all the time. Well, let's kind of talk about that. So I'm over here in Demon because I'm trying to hatch some stuff to level up my lovely characters, which let's go ahead and feed. So if you are attacking something and you are running out of yen while you are attacking something, and you're keeping everything, or you're auto feeding everything because you're trying to level up your units, and you're not quite at the stage where you can auto sell stuff because you don't have like the best of the best yet, then you are in a zone way too far. Meaning if I keep hatching in this demon area and the sword egg, I'm going to run out before they kill the boss. I'm going to be sitting here, my auto is going to end, and then that doesn't help me at all. Now, a few things you can do in order to help prevent this is, one, auto sell basic stuff that you're not going to use. However, you're not going to be able to auto feed, which auto feed is going to be more beneficial, especially if you are a free to play player. Now, honestly, what I would have to say, this is not a boss I would overnight AFK. I'm just AFKing over here because I had a ton of yen from being in the previous zone. So let me show y'all. I am so slow. If I go over to Grass Village and go to the boss, again, very slow. I am sorry. I can AFK hatch against him. Because every time he dies, if I have an auto clicker selected on him, then I won't run out of currency. Because every few minutes, it'll scoop it on up for me, and I'll end up having more coins. My only limiting factor is if I'm auto feeding or using auto attack. If you have auto attack, this is a little bit easier. If you don't, this is going to be a little bit more difficult. Now, you're like, I don't get good units. Well, you can always go hatch in another zone and then come back after you've run out of money and go AFK at a lesser or one of these guys. You don't have to constantly stay in that upper zone if you're not quite ready for it. And you can hatch at this zone until you get, you know, your guys leveled up, or you magically hatch from the other zone that you're actively hatching in. You can get something. Example being, I wasn't able to sit on the Strain God until about an hour ago when I hatched this. Hatching this allowed me to be able to stay in this zone longer and be able to actually farm in this zone. So I'm going to go over here, I'm going to collect all this. I will not overhatch that by the time he dies again. So I'm going to go ahead and show y'all. We'll speed this up. So I'm starting off at, let's just get a rough estimate. Rough estimate before we go. I'm at 1.67 billion. So in between the time I kill him and he spawns back in, will I have more money than that? I'm not using auto sell. I'm keeping everything I'm getting. So let's just see if my units can kill it. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I think I may have killed him like twice. I don't know, or there was a delay. So there we go. I just spent that time. There we go. Now I get to feed my unit. And then we go again. Yep, I'm at 2.2 million. So I made money. I made a lot of money. So I could infinitely sit here and hatch. And then at some point, I may get enough that I can go sit in the next zone and go hatch there. So that's kind of my big recommendation, guys, is it's okay to backtrack. Even my main account ran out of money when I was first starting to play. Okay, you have to backtrack a little bit and build up your team. You got to have some good, powerful folks to be able to move forward and do damage because, one, you need materials from these guys. You can get materials from dungeons, but it's a little bit harder. You can also get materials from battles, but again, you're not getting a lot and they're very selective on certain areas. Now, I do want to tell y'all about another way that you can get some yen. Okay, other than the daily chest that's in the lobby, there is one other spot. If you go over to the dungeons, no, it is not a lot, but if you are in a pickle and don't have any, you can actually do dungeons. If I go to room 24, 25, I get about 700k, which is not that bad. That's actually quite a bit for what I'm needing. I only have 2.2 million. How much have I gotten in total? Hold on. 15 million. That's still pretty good for me. So keep that in mind that you can always go and do dungeons and you can get stuff as well. So if you're wanting to be actively playing, you can do that as well because you'll also be farming for gold, which you need gold. You need all this other stuff that you can get from dungeons. So I would recommend doing that. That's just my opinion. I would highly recommend also doing dungeons. So plebs, hopefully this helps y'all out with your grind. I know a lot of people have been struggling with yen, but I mean, that's what I do. Other than getting the boosts I get from here is I go do dungeon and then I just make sure not to overdo it on what I'm deciding to fight. So plebs, hopefully that was helpful in getting your grind, helping you level up, stuff like that. If you're free to play, I'm just gonna let you know you're not gonna be able to go like to the tippy top. Okay, I'm just letting you know that's just a realistic thing. But if you're smart about it, it shouldn't be as much of a grind, especially if you're slowly working your way up. So hopefully that helped, and I'll see y'all next time.